Hi everyone, how are you? Good night and welcome back to my channel, Love Like Jesus. So basically, I did an introduction the last time for this video, and I told you that I was going to be coming back with some other topics that I'm going to be discussing. So welcome back to Love Like Jesus. So today I just wanted to just touch base with everyone. I hope everyone is doing fine. Just wanted to touch base to see where we were in the pandemic. So we know that from 2020 till now that the pandemic has been rough on everyone. This pandemic has not been easy. I don't know about anybody else, but I know for myself that this pandemic has not been easy. It's been very challenging, very, very challenging for a lot of people, including myself. But by God's grace, God has brought us through this far, and He continues to take us through. You know, I don't know about anybody else, but this pandemic has made me to really rethink my life, my existence, made me to really buckle down on things like short terms and long terms goals that I wanted to get done in my life. And it made me to really think, what is my purpose? What am I doing? Where am I heading in life? And it also really brought me closer to God, pulled me closer in prayer. I started, working on my fasting, working on my prayer time, getting closer to God, reading the Bible more, meditating a lot more than I was before. I know that for some people it may have not brought them closer to God, but for me it did. That's one major positive thing that came out of the pandemic for me was spending more time with God and getting closer to God. Um, Not to say that I wasn't spending time with God before, but I just wasn't spending enough time as I am now. And this is one thing that I can say, strange enough, that, the pandemic has really, really made me to step up in my spiritual life and my spiritual relationship with Jesus Christ. Like I say, it's been rough for a lot of people. I've known so many people who have lost loved ones, friends, close friends, and close relatives. Even me, myself, I've lost some loved ones, close relatives and friends throughout this pandemic. And at first, in the beginning, I was questioning God, like, God, why are all these things happening? Why is this pandemic taking place? Why are all these, natural disasters? So many people are dying. But in the midst of it all, you know, I found that anchor, and that anchor for me was Jesus Christ. That anchor for me was me getting closer to Christ. A lot of people, I guess, did a lot of other things to cope with the pandemic or to pull themselves through the pandemic, but for me, it was getting to know Jesus a little bit more than I did before. That's what anchored me through, because throughout this pandemic, a lot of people, fell into depression. A lot of people found themselves into a very dark place. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost businesses. Like when we look at like what's going on in Vancouver in BC. So many people lost their homes, their livestock, their farms in that flooding, and that flooding is still continuing. It's still going on, you know. But I thank God every day that I wake up, I have clothes on my back, I have food on my table, I have a roof over my head, I have a sound mind, and I have a job. I can go to a job every day, and I give God thanks for that. Giving God thanks for the little things. I could have easily said that, this is depressing, or slip into that place of darkness where I'm depressed all the time. But I found that anchor, and that anchor for me was Jesus Christ. He pulled me out throughout this pandemic. He pulled me out, and I give God thanks for that. Not because I think, I'm strong or whatever, but God is there. God is there. And a lot of times we're going to feel alone. We're going to feel like nobody will understand what we're going through, that like nobody cares, but He cares, and He is there. 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 And I give God thanks for all that He has done in my life, for bringing me through, taking me through another day, and keeping me from day to day. He is the anchor. A lot of times, in the times that we are, and in the times that we find ourselves as a generation, a lot of times people, they turn away from God. They want nothing to do with God. They blame God and say, God, why would you allow these things to be happening, or they're angry, but this is the time for us to get closer to God, not to pull away from God, but to get closer to Him. Tragedies should bring us closer to Him, not pull us away from Him, and this is what we need to do. Pull ourselves closer to God in prayer, closer to God in meditating on the Word, closer to God in all that we're doing. Never to turn our backs on Him, because God will never turn His back on us. And this is what I wanted to share in this message, to never give up. Find that anchor in Jesus Christ, because He is there. And with Him you will never lose, you will never fail. Everything else will fail you, everyone else will fail you, but Jesus Christ never fails. He's the same today, yesterday, and forever. And I'm a living proof of that, a living, breathing, walking proof of God, that God never fails. That even in the midst of the darkness, He is going to be there, and He's always going to be there. He's never going to let us down. He's never going to turn His back on you. He's always there. So take courage, be encouraged, and if you're feeling down, uplift yourself, because God is there. Jesus Christ is there. You're never alone. So take courage, take heart, and be encouraged. And please like and subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment down below. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you again by God's grace. Shalom. Bye-bye.